The Atlanta Concert Band would like to welcome you all to A Wonderful World of Disney Returns. Today's program will consist of a Disney March Spectacular by Ted Ricketts, Pixar Movie Magic by Michael Brown, Walt Disney Overture, Frank Erickson, Disney at the Movies, John Higgins, selections from Fantasia, James Kurnow, Disney Razzmatazz, James Christensen, highlights from Brave, Sean O'Laughlin, highlights from Frozen, Sean O'Laughlin, selection from Mary Poppins, Ted Ricketts, and selections from Mary Poppins Returns, Michael Brown. It was September 1969. I was sitting on the floor in our den, a little too close to the old cathode ray TV. Not quite 5 years old yet, with a Coke in one hand and a bowl of popcorn in my lap. My eyes were glued to the screen, eagerly awaiting the start of the evening's entertainment. It was Sunday night, and the Wonderful World of Disney was about to make its debut. Today, it's Sunday again, almost 50 years later, and I'm ready to relive that excitement once again. We are delighted to share a wonderful afternoon of our favorite Disney songs with you. Up first is a Disney March Spectacular that will have you spelling the name of one of the most recognized cartoon characters in the world. Next, you'll feel as though you're racing around the track with Lightning McQueen and walking along with your friend Woody as we share songs from Cars and Toy Story with Michael Brown's medley Pixar Movie Magic. In Walt Disney Overture, composer Frank Erickson brings a classical music feel to some very familiar Disney classics for a delightful departure from the usual. You'll recognize familiar melodies wrapped in a sophistication reserved for only the best music has to offer. Disney meets Hollywood in our next medley. Our assistant director, Walt Hickman, leads the band in this resounding tribute to the sounds of the big screen with John Higgins' arrangement of Disney at the Movies. If you close your eyes, the music will transport you to a different place, a time, a journey back to the golden era of cinema, where life was simpler and movies were quite an event. In selections from Fantasia, we were reminded that the great music can live in any form. You will hear excerpts from Bach's Toccata and Fugue, Tchaikovsky's Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, and Dukas' The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Disney's Fantasia was an animated vessel that brought classical music to a wide audience in a fun and inventive way. We round off the rest of the program with 4 medleys from some of the best movies. First, we'll hear selections from Brave and selections from Frozen, as they showcase music from the movies that capture the hearts of so many. Sean O'Loughlin's melody explodes with a Disney technicolor that creates a transformative soundscape in your mind. No Disney concert would be complete without a little Disney magic. In selections of Mary Poppins and selections of Mary Poppins Returns, you will get to compare side by side the Disney musical magic of old and new. We do want to warn you, though, you are likely to leave the concert today humming one or two familiar melodies from these two selections. Now on to our musicians. On flute and piccolo, Nina Evans, Teresa Lemaire, Amy Livingston, Reynolds McClatchy, Anne Rote, Paul Scher, Sharmi Thor, Corinne Zare. On oboe, Janice Lemaire, Gina Livingston. On soprano clarinet, Richard Gideon, Jason Blumenkrantz, Sandra Cutler, Bob Kunow, Kristen Cipreri, Kippy Flanders, Madison Green, Zachary Hurd, Tracy Hedrick, Addie Hoffman, Brittany Paris, Brian Schiff, Rachel Stewart, Javier Tobin, Lee Wood. On E-flat clarinet, Robin Levine. Bass clarinet, Mark Lesser, Tim Zare. On contrabass clarinet, Elmore Stewart. On alto saxophone, Justin Slaughter, Jenny DeLaura, Laurie Hunter. On tenor saxophone, Brian Gay, Andrew Lenke. On baritone saxophone, Jeff Jones. And on bassoon, Christina Berry. On trumpet, Peter Berry, John Arnold, James Blackburn, Elaine Sekas, Eddie Davis, and David Stoudemire. On French horn, Chris Spaeth, Lisa Charlton, Liz Ellenberger, Donnell Francis, Don Rooney, Suzanne Swanson, James Wingate. On trombone, Walter Hickman, Joe Flounders, Larry Garreau, Dominic Hoffman, Hugh Norris. On euphonium, Mark Thomas. On tuba, John Hibbert, Perry Peak, David Smith. On percussion, Peter Gleichman, Sean Handy, Natalie Kozlowski, Aaron Solikson, Jane Siniksinski.